the show. This is Keith the Car Guy. Listen, I got a great one lined up for you today. I got to deal with this one because as you all know, I work on a new car lot. I sell new and used cars, and I meet people all the time, and they're trying to trade their car in, and this is where I run into some of the biggest disasters ever. So I want to help you out to protect you, how not to get your feelings hurt when you buy a used car. You need to know where to buy it from, where not to buy it from, and what things you should look for when you buy a used car. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, whatever it is you do, pay close attention, get some notes, take very, very good notes, pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Here we go. All right, so you just went out and bought a brand new car you've been looking at. Oh, I probably shouldn't drop names. I got to be careful about that. I don't want to get myself in trouble. But you've been looking at different places to buy a used car. So here's what I want you to pay attention to, or here's what I want you to understand. So in my business, I get a lot of trade-ins. And when people come in, they'll bring their car and I'll look at their car and we'll try to get them out and we'll call and try to get a payoff on their car. And whenever we do that, the first thing we discover is where they bought their car and how they bought their car. And I will never forget a young lady coming into my store. She needed to get out of this car. This car was just a horrible wreck of a car. She had probably had it about a year, maybe a little more, but she went to trade it in, and I thought I could get her out of it until we made that phone call. Discovered where she bought it from, and we said, we can work it, we'll make the deal happen, but let's do a little bit more research. And all of a sudden, we ran into an obstacle, and we were unable to trade our car in because the car had been in a bad wreck. And the place that she bought it from did not tell her that this car had been in a serious accident and the CarFax was just totally damaged. I'm talking about airbags deployed, the whole nine. And so, it's bent frame, airbags, you name it, everything was wrong with this car. And so she couldn't understand why we couldn't trade it out. So I sat down and I began to discuss with her what the problems were, what she would need to do, and how to move forward. And this is why I want to help you guys out. Listen, if you go to a lot, ask for the CarFax. Now, let me make this very, very plain when I say CarFax. Some places that you will go will give you a CarFax, but not the CarFax. Did you catch that? They will give you a CarFax, but it's not the CarFax. Now, if you go on television, you've seen the little CarFax and all of that stuff. You want the one that has that little cute little fox on it. If they give you a CarFax and it does not have that, do not buy that car until you see the actual CarFax. Because what happened is that thing, if there's an accident on that car, as soon as a police report is done, that is reported directly to the CarFax, and it'll show up. If there are airbags deployed, if the frame has been, if it's been submerged in water, anything will be showing up on there. Every time they go get their oil change at a dealership or some different places, will report those different things. Some people do their own oil change, and hopefully they bring their records. Sometimes that doesn't really help. When you're doing your oil change on your own, it doesn't help the second buyer or third buyer of the car. But when you're going into a dealership or places like that, then that actually is reported. And so the CarFax looks good. So when I get the car and I'm ready to trade you in and trade you out of that car to get you into your next car, now I'm looking at the CarFax and I can go, okay, this car is clean. 1 owner, 2 owners. Oh, it had a minor accident, no airbags deployed, no frame damage, no, it hasn't been submerged in water or anything like that. Those things will cause your car to be worth less if they're on the CarFax. But there are some places, and I always tell people this, if you're gonna go buy a car, the best place to go buy a car is from a place that manufactures cars. Did you catch that? Anybody, listen, I'm not bagging on all used car lots. I'm not saying that all used car guys are crooks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying this. If you're gonna go out and buy a car, you need to protect yourself. And what I'm saying is, if you're gonna get that car, then you as the consumer, you as the purchaser ought to be told the truth about the vehicle that you're getting ready to purchase. You're putting your hard-earned money on it. You need to know that the car that you're buying is actually worth what they say it's worth, so that you're not trading in or driving something that's unsafe because it's been repaired or you don't know what's wrong. So you want to get the CarFax. If you go to a spot and you get ready to buy the car and they don't offer you a CarFax, walk off the lot. Now this comes down to some people are emotional. They see the car, I want that car, I want to drive this, I want to drive that. You got to be careful. You don't want to mess around and get something that you can't get out of. Always ask for the CarFax, Not a CarFax, but the CarFax, the one with the fox on it. Make certain that you see that. If you don't see him, don't get that car. Now listen, I know I just made a lot of people upset. Now, if you buy it privately, you take that chance. That's a chance you're taking. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you go to a lot and you speak to a guy and he comes out and he's trying to sell you that car and he's pushing you on that car and he's doing whatever it is his sale tactic is, or you got that money and you're ready to drop it down. Before you sign that paperwork, before you walk off that lot, get the CarFax, look the car over, make certain, if you see the CarFax, some people say, why not just take it to my mechanic? Listen, if I get the CarFax, I might not even have to take it to a mechanic, okay? I can look at the CarFax and see what's wrong with the car, because a lot of that will be on it. That's really, really important. So listen, I don't want to beat that up anymore. Check the CarFax. Be careful when you buy. Know what you're getting. Don't get yourself in trouble. Get the right car by checking the CarFax when you go in. If you go to a lot that doesn't give you the CarFax, get back in your car or back on the bus or call your Uber back and leave the lot. Go somewhere that will do it again. I suggest in many instances the best place to go is a place that manufactures cars. If they make cars and sell cars, they have more on the line, more to worry about, okay? I'm not saying that every dealership is great because they have that. You still got crooks in this industry. But what I'm simply saying is protect yourself by going to the right place and buying from the right place. You're going to come out better if you can at least get your hands on that CarFax. Listen, I hope you enjoyed the show. Tell somebody about it. Click subscribe. Go down in the comments. Hit thumbs up, thumbs down, whichever. Share this on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, everywhere you got to go. Listen, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're in my area, come see me at my job. The link will be down there. I'm not going to put it in the video, but come check me out. I'll talk to you soon. See you later.